are these people?
Next, we got this one. Okay, so here's where it starts to turn, and you start to read about, like, what the hell's really going on here?
Mm-hmm.
A whistleblower in North
Carolina. Let me get
Carolina.
my tinfoil hat on.
Yeah, let's put your Alex. Do we have Alex? Do we have any Alex Jones here? I don't know. No.
We do a little trolling. Alex. It's called we do a little trolling.
Right.
They're turning all the frogs gay.
Right. They're turning the frogs gay. Thank you. A whistleblower, right? And Cynic says, right, you have to qualify for any assistance on top of it. The lack of federal,
means tested.
Plenty of people that say they're getting denied outright. All their neighbors are getting denied. We got onto the website, can't get through. It's saying no. Like,
fucking bullshit.
Here's a million hoops to jump through. You know,
bruh.
Here's Charlie Mac fam. $100 says Holocaust Harris can't name all the states without a cue card or earpiece. 100%. 100%.
I couldn't do that, so I'd get stuck and be like, Tennessee, Georgia. I'd have difficulty.
Right. Jesse is here. Yes, Crab. Jesse and Jess are here. Yes, Jesse is here. Surprise! Where the fuck are you guys been? We've been here for like an hour already. Let's go. All right. Moab. All right, so here's where it goes off the rails. A whistleblower claims that the U.S. government is seizing land in Chimney Rock, North Carolina following a disaster. Allegedly, YouTube. Allegedly. This is not me.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Disclaimer, heavy disclaimer, refusing to allow residents to return. They allege bodies are being left uncollected and federal authorities are preventing recovery efforts. Residents are struggling without food and water, with reports of increasing crime. Volunteers are attempting to help, but there's dire need for a broader response, including military assistance. Wait, our military's not busy doing anything right now, are they?
Right.
No.
So
they're not busy. They're just hanging out.
So some of the people in replies kind of have an idea of what's happening. Is this to do with the lithium mining or the pure quartz production? I've tried to ignore those rumors posted online. Nah. People need to ignore the government orders when they violate our rights as citizens. Pretty sure I heard this theme story in Maui. Second verse, same as the first. You see a lot of that going on. Now, somebody here says that it will not be bulldozed despite claims. And of course, that's corporate media trying to,
according to officials,
right? Nothing to see here.
Investigate ourselves and clear ourselves of any wrongdoing.
Please disperse. Right?
For real? Damn, it must be true.
So now this is the other one that I was like, I got to bring this. Red Cross and FEMA has arrived, and all donations that have been given to local high school volunteers have been confiscated. Again, that's Chimney Rock.
Nice.
Whoa, what happened here? Okay, there we go.
Broke it.
Starting with Davy Crockett High School, they're taking over all volunteer schools in Washington County and Greene County in order for anyone to get donations that was given, they must be approved. Now, I saw something about that. All monetary donations have been taken as well and placed into a TEMA account. If you're unaware of how that works, those items don't all get used for this particular disaster even. It's so fucked up. Volunteers have been asked...
Save some disaster money for later.
No, they're going to spread it around and send it down to Georgia.
Yeah.
Volunteers have been asked to leave and were told that in order to help, they must be trained by the United Way. Please.
Okay.
I already made a post on Red Cross and FEMA the other day, but please, if you donate to a church or give to individuals. They cannot take supplies from churches. Church members will make sure your donations get to the correct hands. We're still taking donations here, as well as picking up donations this weekend. Our donations will be going directly to churches to help the communities. And I know several others that are picking up donations and taking them as well. Just incredible people. I can put you in contact with those churches. And she's tagging, big accounts right underneath this guy with the whistleblower guy. Right? So what's going on here? Well, here's another one. Stranded people were begging this South Carolina helicopter pilot to rescue them. So he tried to, but he was forced to leave and threatened with arrest if he came back to get more people. And that's over a 4-minute segment on the evening news. I don't want to play that, but that's in
And
Queen City
good
News.
for the local news for even touching that story.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. They'll get in trouble for that by Sinclair or whoever their broadcast home is.
Right.
At some point. That's Truth Stream Media. By the way, Truth Stream Media, Ryan from The Last American Vagabond, that's Melissa Dykes, shared a video that they produced about what's going on in North Carolina that people should definitely check out that goes even deeper into this than we're going tonight. A lot more conspiracy depth. But here's another guy, a MAGA guy, who I would not normally be sharing or publishing here, but they're doing, a lot. This is MAGA country. So MAGA country is helping each other, and you got to shout them out for doing it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're wondering why citizens are being turned away that are coming to help in North Carolina and Tennessee, you'll want to hear my experience as someone who has been doing this as a private citizen for almost a decade. Which makes me wonder, how are you able to do that on a regular? But okay, great on you. Thank you. I was able to get into and out of it in Asheville. We brought food, water, fuel, and other supplies as well as help people affected by the floods. But there are other reasons why they're not allowing outside help. I cannot confirm the reasons why in North Carolina, but I can tell you the reasons in other storms I've worked. I'll explain. Let me share with you the first disaster area. I finally realized that this was all about money. Go figure. No way. In the Florida,
alert.
Oh my God. In the
It's all
Florida
about
Keys with Hurricane Irma, I believe somebody said they were in Hurricane Irma. After Texas got hit with Harvey, we finished our efforts in Texas and were the first citizen team to make it to Key Largo. The federal agencies had US 1 shut down just south of Key Largo and wouldn't let anyone in or out, even though the road was okay to pass. We explained to them that we had boats, jet skis, food, water, chainsaws, and fuel to bring these people. They didn't care and wouldn't let us in. It was night by that point, and you rarely saw the lights of vehicles in the distance on the individual keys, meaning the emergency response teams from FEMA weren't even working. It was all quiet. We decided we'd go in anyway. They did a night mission. This guy's got to be like ex-CIA, definitely ex-Intel.
Right.
We filled up the boats and jet skis with all that we could reasonably carry and went by water around all their BS blockades and around their law enforcement presence on the water. It was just 87 miles by water to our first stop, Cudjoe Key and Sugarloaf Key. When we arrived there, we were greeted...
Sugarloaf.
Right, Sugarloaf. When we were greeted by a homeowner, for privacy, I won't name him, even though we have video, who was elated to see us and all the supplies we brought. His house was in shambles. We started offloading supplies on the shoreline and helping to get them into what was left of his house. During that process, he explained to us that FEMA had set up a command center at a local high school on the island, but that they weren't doing anything to help the local residents and not even bringing them water. Instead, he explained that they were driving around using a loudspeaker, telling people to stay in their homes and vote for Kamala Harris. They weren't even helping the homeowners with supplies. They had the car out there. Why not stop? I was skeptical at first when he was telling me all this, but then he said something that broke my heart. He told us that the people of the Keys were all in despair because they had just seen weeks before the overwhelming support for Texas with Hurricane Harvey and the citizens of this country. He and his neighbors and on all the Keys felt like Americans had forgotten about them completely because at this point, 5 days after landfall, all they had seen was FEMA and they were of no help. The residents were cut off from the outside world, no cell, no internet, no way to contact anyone or hear any efforts to try to help them. The only communication they had was from a local radio station on Sugarloaf Key that was broadcasting on AM to the surrounding keys. Yeah. That man, after hearing that there were citizens trying to bring help, but refused entry by law enforcement federally, was visibly upset. He and his neighbors thought the country had abandoned them. He insisted that we went to his waterlogged truck and he would take us up to that radio station so we'd go live on air to tell the citizens trapped in the Keys that we, the American people, were there to help and that the government was trying to stop our efforts. And that's exactly what we did.
Conk Republic.
Fucking
Bring it back.
pirate radio, baby. I love it. All right.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
So after that, we were determined to help as many people as we could, but we were met with red tape throughout the whole process and time we were in the Keys. We finally were able to talk some authorities to let us down to the Faro Blanco Resort and Marathon towards the end of Boot Key. This was the same hotel where state and local authorities were staging their personnel, and they were happy to see us. Stupid. But the people at the border were stopping them. I was able to coordinate several trucks of full of supplies to be brought down to the EOC and Marathon. I was privy to the EOC meeting, but was informed in that meeting that all the semi-trucks full of food, water, and hygiene supplies were to be turned around and not allowed to be offloaded for distribution by the EOC. What? Yeah. The reason they gave us was that these donations were not from companies on their preferred vendors list, and that they would not accept them, nor would they give them to the residents of the Keys impacted by the storm. At that point, I realized, again, this is all about the money. These preferred vendors are getting part of the money that are being released by the federal and state government for each disaster. Like I said, in turn, some of the vendors make it on the list because a friend gets them on the list, and then in return for getting ridiculously outlandish amounts of compensation for the services they render, they give kickbacks. Remember, Reef, you said the lowest bidder? Not necessarily.
Yep.
Because of this.
Yeah, it's nepotism.
Not just nepotism, but
how
specifically kickbacks, all right?
Yeah.
That the people themselves are going to end up getting money or some kind of
I think
we'll hook up your house with an extra bathroom, or we'll do this or that or whatever it is, right?
I think a wise man said it best, cash rules everything around me.
No,
Gotta get the money.
That was my daughter. My daughter said that.
Definitely your daughter said that.
So
it was a pretty good day.
Unreal. So accepting outside donations, even though they're on location and can help people now, they would rather let people suffer so they can get their kickbacks. This meeting solidified my resolve to help these people, regardless of what the greedy officials wanted. We were going to feed the lower Keys that were being neglected. This guy reminds me of Keith McHenry, but like Betty Keith McHenry. Right? I diverted all semi-trucks to the Faro Blanco Resort and Marathon and filled the entire first floor with pallets of food, water, and essential supplies, and created food pantry for residents to come and get anything and however much they needed. From state troopers to the homeless, all were given wheelbarrows and free reign to get anything they needed. We also delivered supplies down to Big Pine Key. We helped establish the tent city on Big Pine Key. Big companies like Tito's Vodka and Whalen just kept bringing trucks full of everything that was needed. When FEMA finally
Mainly
started...
vodka for Florida.
Well, there's a lot of Tito's in the Keys, man. You know?
Say no, your people.
Margaritaville's gotta stay running, you know?
But when FEMA finally started handing out boxes of cans, never mind that the boxes were empty like the cans. I don't want to reference anybody's lyrics or anything. Limited to one per household, we were filing cars full of food and supplies for people and pets. We're filling, not filing. Right? There's so much more to the story in the Keys and further from there in storms that we worked. The common theme, though, is that the federal government always tries to keep citizens from helping, and the local authorities, the ones that live and work in the area, are always happy to have outside help. I call out to Elon Musk, although fair enough, you're gonna laugh, but he sent Starlinks to everybody, and I'm sure he did. And I'm sure Anna's gonna have something to say about that. But he calls out to Elon and anyone else who can help monetarily to help people like himself and those who work with them, who have the knowledge and the will to help those devastated by these disasters. Help us sidestep the red tape and get the help and the people the relief they need. We're willing, we are the many, and we are ready. And no, you're not a total... Look, bro. Glowing!
Help me, Elon Musk.
Glowing!
You are our only hope.
But bro, that's what they're doing. You know, salt of the earth. Ryan Tyree. All right, these are his photos. Yeah, he might be. He very well might be. But bless him for this, seriously. Father, photographer,
Yep.
trucker, patriot, independent, conservative. So who knows which way he leans. Independent, we love independence. So here's another guy about helicopters, right? Now, this is a 5-minute video. I don't think I'm going to watch the whole thing, but...
State Guard Special Missions Unit. And I'm also up here with Aerial Recovery, a nonprofit. I came up here on Sunday with Aerial Recovery before we even got activated. We flew up here and then we got activated, which is great. I have my team up here working as well. Here's the problem. I'm going to tell you everything that's happening from the ground, what I'm actually seeing, because what they're telling you is complete bullshit on the news, and these politicians don't have a fucking clue and they're lying. And I'll say this now, I'll say it at the end of the video. The only thing I need from this video is helicopters. If I have helicopters, I can save lives. Without helicopters, I can't reach these people. It doesn't matter how many chainsaws and trucks I got, I can't get to them. They're 10 miles in, 20 miles, 40 miles in the mountains. There's no way to get with them or even communicate with them. I am literally flying around in a civilian helicopter looking for SOS messages carved in the mud or painted on the ground, and we're dropping down and saving them.
Jesus.
What got me fired up about this was yesterday, me and my team did the rescue of that 11-day-old baby. And all these government officials and social media, they're showing that video, that pictures and video of that rescue, and claiming that like they have some like government helped with that. And I mean, even USA, I think it was USA Today, wrote an article about it saying it was a Florida National Guard that went and got it, like with a helicopter. No,
of course.
It was me, my buddy Charlie, and a civilian named Zeb with his own personal helicopter out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Like without that civilian, that baby would be dead. And the old lady we went and rescued after that, she'd be dead too because she had 1 day left of oxygen.
Jesus.
No one was going to go get them. I will tell you, when we go up in the air, I probably see 40 civilian helicopters, and I might see 2 Blackhawks, National Guard, military, whatever they are. That's it. No one's out there doing rescues. I have my entire team up here from Florida right now, and they have no ability to go rescue these people other than what they can drive to. And the people that are in dire need, they're out in the mountains. They are completely cut off. Now, I will say, I spoke to my congresswoman down in Florida, and she's a badass, and she made a bunch of phone calls, and now we got 2 contracted 60s coming up here tomorrow, which is great. I love that, but like, I still don't understand why we don't have more helicopters. Like, we'll get a lot of work done with that, but there's no military. There's no one's doing nothing. It blows my mind. And they're not even allowing people to see what's really going on. One of our friends yesterday, they were actually escorting CNN down at Lake Lure, and they wouldn't even let CNN, the sheriff department would not let them go videotape the bad areas, how destructive it is. I don't know why they don't want to show you all that, but I mean, it is bad. I should also say, when I flew here on Sunday, they actually stopped us from going in, the sheriff department. And it was because of a bunch of politics that they were claiming was the Speaker of the House of North Carolina that was preventing us from even going in and trying to kick us out, which I have clarified today with North Carolina politicians that reached out to me, good on them, and they were like, that's complete bullshit. Speaker of the House has nothing. He wants you guys there. But this is the kind of political BS that is happening here right now. Like, everyone's trying to be in charge without taking any type of action. Nobody wants to coordinate with anybody. Everybody wants to pretend like they're being the hero while these people are literally fucking dying in the mountains. Yep. And these people, like I'm saying, these people are limited medication. They're running out of oxygen, and there's no one going to get them. The most effective way I have found to go find these people is by getting in a helicopter and flying down the rivers and roads and looking for SOS messages or people waving us down. And then we drop down and get them. We have all these people here. We have law enforcement, we have State Guard, National Guard. They have no way to go get these people. Yesterday, when I was at the Asheville airport refueling, which, by the way, the civilian is paying all this out of his own pocket. He's not even looking for a reimbursement. I think we did 4 refuelings yesterday. And that was like just in half a day's work.
Which is a lot of money.
Right.
We're in Asheville, and I saw 2 Air Force helicopter 60s. And I knew they were PJs just looking at them. And I went up to them, I'm like, hey guys, like, what are y'all doing? And like, this is what you need to be doing, this is how I'm finding people. And they're like, we can't go. We're waiting on Title 10 orders. And I'm like, what? They can't get any authority. There's military helicopters all over here sitting on the ground, and they can't do nothing.
Yep.
Even my JSOC boys in Fayetteville, they can't get orders to come out here. It is just the most disgusting thing, and they're killing these people. And I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know what kind of conspiracy. I've heard so many things, whatever you want to come up with, but they are literally allowing these people to fucking die in the mountains right now because we can't get helicopters. They got money for everything else in the fucking world right now, but if they could just get us helicopters, we could fly out there and rescue these people. So I hope this video goes viral. I hope these politicians get fired. I hope people get pissed off. They'll probably kick me out of the state of North Carolina for doing this, but you know what? I don't care, because if I can save one more life for it, it's fucking worth it to me.
Oh yeah, man. Like, all right. So slideshow on. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, helicopters. Of course, we have the INN newsletter. I'm now updating this every day. So every day, if you subscribe for free, you'll get an email giving you all of the live streams, premieres, and articles for that day. The Dissident published something today. You didn't even know. But if you got INN newsletter, you would know, and you'd be able to link to it and read it. Unless you were subscribed to the Dissident, of course, you know that. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we still send out a weekly update as well, giving you a recap of all of the live streams and articles published throughout the week. All right, and that's all for the low price of $0. Absolutely free dollars. All right. But we are value for value here. We do rely on your financial support, and that's where we do so. Again, we are no longer on Rockfin. There are different ways to contribute and to support INN and the show. We really appreciate if you do. Cash App is the easiest way, least amount of fees, and puts money into our bank accounts in a couple days. Then we've got Ko-fi, and the QR code up there will get you to Ko-fi, and you scan that with your phone. You can give us a couple bucks, $5 for a coffee. PayPal's the way to do it. Rumble Rants, like Anna was doing over there on Rumblades.